Good morning. How are you all? Trust everything's well on your side. We came out of the course of Fairview on Monday. We're out at Hollywood Bets Durbanville Tuesday and look forward to what is a 7-race program. We're reminded the first race is a Bipot that starts and a place accumulator due to the fact that there are only 7 races, so keep that in mind. On our social media, we're on Twitter at Weighted to Win's our handle, and we also got a WhatsApp number for you that you can send your name and your email address, etc., to register and be a part of. And we're back on YouTube as well, which is great to know. Well received, and on 4racing.tv, DSTV 240. There are lots of ways to engage. Brett Crawford might just open and close the meeting. That's how I see it. But let me ask Darren Burrows, who's been in good form, talk about the opener. Darren, Fleeting's currently at 2-1. Can we depend on that?
Well, Clyde, I think we can have a bet on this horse Fleeting. You know, she's had the 2 comeback runs. Her penultimate start, she was beaten a length by Poitre Mar. She meets Poitre Mar 4 kilos better off, and she's going to having a third run after rest. So I think Fleeting will open the meeting.
Okay, so we'll start with that. Maybe worth a bet. Your side, Daryl Marie?
Sure. On the Jasmine run, Fleeting is the right one on paper, that is, Clyde. But, you know, Poitre Mar is a decent filly herself. A nice, big, strapping daughter of Master My Fates. I think she certainly would have stripped fitter from that start. So, on paper, one has to believe Fleeting is the right one of the two, between the two of them. Of the balance, Perfect Trust meets Academic Gold on 5 kilograms better weight terms. I know she was well beaten on that occasion, I think 5 1/4 lengths. But on that occasion, Clyde, she did meet interference and she should have finished a lot closer to Academic Gold than what she did. So it is a middle stakes, and the weights do favour Academic Gold, but just slightly ahead. Well, actually, joint best weighted with Fleeting. So on paper, the two of them should fight it out.
And there's not much separating the likes of Fleeting and Perfect Trust, right, on that run to Echo of Life.
Yeah, Clyde, you know, I don't make it a one-horse race, as Darren suggests. I think
so. You're making it open.
There are a few in there with a shot. But on paper, certainly Fleeting is probably the leading light. Okay,
well, Darren's quite confident. Let's get into our selections. So we're starting with a Bipot race one. We've got Daryl's Bipot. Let's take us through your Bipots and your bankers.
Yes, Clyde, my banker comes up in the third leg. That's number 4, Rafif's Choice. I think that's going to be everyone's bank on the card. And then the last one is in race 6, Champion Warrior. Very impressive maiden win, debut win. That perm will cost you 120 Rand.
All right, that's from Daryl Marie's side, Bipot. Now, remember, it's also place accumulator same time. So Daryl decided to go Bipots and Darren's gone PAs. Let's go through your PA, Darren.
Yes, it's an 8 Rand perm. I thought I'm going to spend 800 Rand 100 times. It's 4 by 7, 11 by 4, by 4 and 10, by 3, by 2 and 4, by bankering 8 at the back.
Okay, we'll banker 8 at the back, the place accumulator. That horse, Silvano's Dasher, looks quite hard to beat. That's why we thought Brett Crawford might open and close, but that's what Darren thinks in PAs. On to the second. Let's get on to our pick sixes now. It's pick 6 time. It's a maiden. It's special weights over 1,600 meters in this race. I can tell you from a market perspective that number 11, Persephone Snape, is favourite at 19-10. Number 7, Ready or Not, is at 33-10, second choice. And 12, Nevada King, is 6-1. Give us some sort of idea what we can do here, Darren.
Well, you got 2 really nice horses here, Professor Snape and Ready or Not. These 2 horses aren't going to end up maidens. They're going to win their races. They're having their first run in the Western Cape after their KZN campaign. Professor Snappy is drawn 11. I'm hoping he pushes forward because he's got a lovely stride, a lovely action, and I'm hoping they'll allow him to use it. So I would include numbers 7 and 11, and then the horses that are racing fit, Nevada King, Inform, and Cider House Rules. So 5, 7, 11, and 12 for me.
Okay, but well, you're going 2 horses or you're going wider than that in terms of pick sixes? What's your plan?
Well, my PA, I did go 7 and 11. I do believe that that's enough to survive.
Okay. Well, let's talk about these 2 horses, Daryl. Is it those 2?
Well, Clyde, they're both returning from a short rest. They could certainly be head and shoulders above the balance of the field. But then again, the balance of the field, they've got racing fitness on their side, like Darren touched on. You got the likes of Nevada King. He's very, very fit. The horse that ran third in that race, Mohandas, came out and ran second to a nice horse in Future Swing. Sado Haas Rules, he's another one with racing fitness. He's a blinker strike, so that could certainly assist him. Another one who's very fit is Caitlin's Boy. He's only got 55 to shoulder. It wouldn't be a shock to see him feature. But Ready or Not or Professor Snape could have the class to overcome their racing fitness. Yeah. I mean, Professor Snape has been rested and gelded. He looks like a lovely sort. And Ready or Not, I know he has been disappointing since he's maiden third. I think he ran third on that occasion.
Yeah.
Because Royal Victory has come out and run 2 seconds, Clyde, in grade 2 and grade 1 company.
All right.
So all he has to do is reproduce his debut efforts and he could make a winning comeback. But watch them canter to start and make up your mind thereafter.
Okay, well, let's get to the action of pick sixes now. The Professor Snape, the Blackberry Malt horse, I think is a decent sort, but Daryl also going wide in his pick six. So let's go through that.
Yes, Clyde, I've gone a few in the first leg. Then our banker is in the second leg. That's number 4, Rafif's Choice, and she's my only bank on the card.
400 Rand pick six from Daryl's side. And then, Darren, let's go through your pick six, also the same banker as Daryl. And I see you got an extra one as well.
2 bankers, 5, 7, 11, 12. I've banked number 4, Rafif's Choice. I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 10 in the third leg. I've banked this horse. I want it all. I think he's a banker in the fourth leg. I know he's not top of the boards, but I think he'll take a lot of beating. I've put the field, including the scratching in the fifth leg, and then 2 and 8 at the back should be enough. So 560 Rand.
Okay, let's get our jackpots on now. This is the odds-on favourite running in the third that they've all been talking about, Rafif's Choice. I think this horse opened at about even money or 12 to 10 and maybe even longer, I don't know. But it's 7 to 10 as we speak at the moment from Andre Nell's stable. Let's go to Darren Burrows and talk about this odds-on favourite that you say is hard to beat.
Yes, this should win, Clyde. Last time out had a lot of work to do, and she was staying on very strongly down the centre of the track, suggesting the mile is what she's looking for. So a bank in all bets.
Okay, well, she's been in good form, no doubt. Your side the same?
Very disappointing that she hasn't got it right yet, Clyde. But I've still got plenty faith in this filly. I think she's going to win her races. She's not going to retire a one-time winner. I know.
So what's it just been too short for her?
Yeah, she's been unlucky and she's met 1 or 2 too strong on the day. But she's getting there, and once she gets that first victory under her belt, she'll kick on from. She'll win her races. Many are going to say there's a few over here that meet her on better weight terms, but if they win a maiden, they're going to be lucky. Whereas she's better than that.
So the competition's not too strong.
Clyde, no, she's very short in the market, and there are viewers out there that aren't going to be willing to have a straight win bet on her. Have a look at number 8, Destined to Dance, for the trifectas and quartets. 6.5 kilograms better off, I think, with, is it, her stable companion.
Yeah.
Number 2, Signora Victoria. So I'm suggesting swingers and exactors with the 8, Destined to Dance.
Okay, well, that's at any price, is it?
I think she's 13
to 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, 14 to 1. All right, so we'll include that with Rafif's Choice in terms of exactors. Daryl did tip one yesterday, by the way, which was 7 to 1, that exactor, that good thing that ran.
Heathcliff,
right. You tipped the second
back right into 4 to 10, and the exactor still paid 6 to 1 your money.
I worry about the influence of weighted to win, to be honest, how it shortens horses. It's not, I mean, the bookmakers are starting to jitter. Okay, that's not a bad thing. Let's have a look at where we now. We're going to go and have a look at selections, jackpots. We're going for a banker here. This is our jackpot that we team up together with 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, and then 10, by 2 and 3, by 2, 4, 5, and 6. That's the jackpot you can take. I just want to show you that last start of this horse, Rafif. We go back and have a look at Rafif in action at the moment. It's on the extreme left-hand side of the picture and starts to run on in the closing stages. So this is the run that we want to show you. And looking now in those blue and purple colours, of course, of Rafif, who starts to try and wear them down in the last bit. And this is why the boys are quite confident that Rafif is bound to pull this off here in this particular event. Does run on at the end. Out of picture, but comes into picture now. Although the winner's well ahead, you'll notice a lovely horse in the making and does eventually get up for second. Welcome back, guys. Let's get on to race number 4 now. This is a maiden plate. Again, it's special weights, and it's over 2,000 meters. Special weights in terms of this particular race, well, there are a number of horses in here that are going to have equal winning chances. And just having a look at the market, it indicates that number 4, Future Turn, is 33 to 10. There may be a bit of value in that. I want to ask Darren if he agrees. One Rudolph Run is 5 to 1. Then you've got number 2, Quasimodo, who's trading at 6 to 1, and number 10, Impetus, who's trading at about 6 to 1. It's 7 to 1 or 8 to 1 and better about the others. Future Turn's overdue, but maybe this is the 2,000 that it's looking for.
Definitely looking for the trip, but I'm not going to be rushing out to back him. I would cover him with horses like Impetuous. Last time out, there was big market support for him. They fancied him, and he got into the race very late. That was behind Future Turn. He was 2 lengths behind Future Turn, and he could close that gap. So my first 2 choices will be Future Turn and Impetuous. And then don't exclude the Adam Marcus runner, Run Rudolph Run. The stable is going to start turning the corner now. They did tell me about a month ago, in a month or two's time, start following them again. The stable will turn the corner. So this could be the start of it. I would include numbers 1, 4, and 10. That's my short list.
It's interesting with the Impetuous that you make reference to, although he's denied, or he's got 2 lengths to find on a horse like Future Turn, but maybe because he's so lightly raced, he's got more improvement to come.
Yeah, and coupled with the fact that he's 1.5 kilos bit off for a 2-length beating, I'm in agreement with Darren over here. I hope he can get a little bit handier to the pace this time around because he's got a lovely stride, and he certainly can be more effective if he's in a striking position early on. Future Turn, he cost us an arm and a leg last time out, Clark. We had the baby on. He had the run of the race. Everything went perfect for him. He hit the front, and he just didn't go on with his efforts. Very concerning. But he's going to get it right one of these days. If you like him strictly on paper, now I know this is a long time ago and over 1,200 meters, but Quasimodo is 5 kilograms better off with Future Turn on the Paroshka run. Right?
Yep.
So
that's the 24th of April run.
Include Quasimodo. Now, I'm not convinced with that Guy Alexander form line. But of all that ran in that race, I do believe Quasimodo is going to come up trumps. He's going to get the run of the race because he's going to slot in just behind Run Rudolph Run. And with 53.5 to shoulder, he could be a major player over here. So to narrow it down, Clyde, 2, 4, and 10.
Okay. You're a bit of a shooty there with the 2, perhaps. Maybe that's worth including. But let's get into our play then. You know what the plan is. Future Turn should win. I mean, but this horse Impetuous has had a couple of runs and is bound to come on from its last. So there's lots of improvement to come there, one would imagine. And the guys are looking to open up and try and run Future Turn over. And by doing that, they're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 10, by 2 and 3, by 2, 4, 5, 6, by 2, 7, 8, and 11. Welcome back. Let's get on to our next race on the card now, guys. This is a handicap. It's at the 90 level, over 1,800 meters. It's an interesting race. Justin Snaith perhaps does hold the key here, and Darren was saying that he thought I Want It All would be the right one. And from a market perspective, I can tell you that I Want It All is not favourite, not this morning at 10 o'clock anyway, 4 to 1. The favourite is Galactic Path in terms of the market, priced up at 7 to 2. And they make those who price up, make that the one to beat, Darren.
Well, Galactic Path, last time out we labelled him and he got the job done, but I wasn't really impressed with the way he won. I Want It All. Just go back to the 18th of December when he beat Senso Unico on objection. Senso Unico came out to place in the Derby. This horse has a lot of ability. His comeback run over a mile, he was staying on strongly behind Northern Song. And with that run under the belt, up in trip, 1,800 meters, good draw, stable in form, I think I Want It All will go very close to winning.
Yeah, and Richard's ridden him and he's won on him, so he knows him well enough, interestingly. I like his form and the way he's coming on into a race like this.
Clyde, he's by Silvano out of a Giants Causeway mare. He's only going to improve with racing. We certainly haven't seen the best of him yet. I was also impressed with his comeback run. Going to strap much fitter. My concern is I went on to Track Talk and Justin Snaith was quoted saying Richard was unsure of which one to choose.
Wow.
So that's put a little bit of doubt in my mind. But he certainly is going to be my top pick ahead of the likes of Galactic Path, the obvious runner. I mean, he just keeps on improving. We mentioned in the past, he's a big, strong son of Pathfork. Took some time to fill out his frame. Now that he has the penny's dropped, he's found his feet and he's going about business in a perfect manner. Last time out, Clyde, interesting, he got some cover. In his 2 wins prior to that, he went to the head of the fair. So he could be a versatile, but with 53 to shoulder from a good draw, you can't discount his chances. But I want it all, like I say, we haven't seen the best of him yet, and he could start his winning ways today. I actually made the Futurist a run over here, but also with regards to Track Talk's interviews, it sounded as if they're going to give him a chance. And he tends to over-race behind runners. I was hoping he was going to go up front and possibly settle when he's in the lead, but it sounds as if they're going to look for cover once again today. They're trying to teach him to settle. So I'm planning to beat him based on their tactics.
Okay. Lion's Head second after a long rest. Is he the type of horse that could upset or not necessarily?
Yeah, I
He's
think,
coming
I
down
think
slowly,
I Want
but
It All will have his measure once again.
It all, yeah. I don't know. I think I'm going to go with I Want It All. I think you boys have spoken us into I Want It All. That's the one. So on that basis, there we go. Seems to be a very nice horse in the making here in race number 6 on the card that comes from the Brett Crawford stable and is currently priced up as favourite. Called Champion Warrior. It's only had the one start to date, this horse, and does seem to be quite impressive in the manner that it won. Question, of course, is just how much further this horse wants to go, Darren.
Yes, he's a nice horse. He really caught the eye on debut when won. He beat that old Stratospheric, who was very disappointing in his next starts. I think he was almost tailed off. It's not a weak handicap, and I do believe he's a horse looking for further. So I'm not prepared to have a strike, but I would like to see him win. And obviously, I'm going to monitor how he goes today. I thought horses like All Lit Up, a definite runner. He beat Street Outlaw last time out over the 1250, and he's proven himself in this sort of division. So I'm going to lean towards number 2 over number 4, and then number 5, Poltergeist, for third.
So you think there's some more experienced handicappers in here that'll get the better of this favourite or not?
I don't. I think this is a really nice horse, Clyde. Remember when you were lighty and you used to play pinball and the ball used to shake like that?
Yes.
That's how this horse shook around the bend, Clyde.
Really?
It became unbalanced about 3 or 4 times. I'm amazed that he still won on debut. I think he's a lovely sort. I looked at him in the slow-mo. Plenty of scope, plenty of substance. Should have learned come on in leaps and bounds. So I'll be disappointed if he doesn't follow up. I'm playing to beat the All Lit Up form line. I liked him last time out. We tipped him. I've got my concerns over that form line. So I've made the danger. Let's touch on Stratospheric. That wasn't his run last time out. So I won't read into the fact that he didn't frank the form, but Max the Otter did.
Yeah, that third was come to win, yeah.
Now, if he doesn't happen to win, Clark, for some reason, Pashton Wali. Now, this horse, on his day, he's capable, but he tends to over-race in his races. And I know one thing's for certain over here. Over 1250 at Durbanville, they are going to go a pace. And he'll be staying on stoutly and be doing his best work late. So I'd focus on him for trifectas and quartets.
As the biggest
Champion Warrior, he's a nice horse, and I expect him to follow.
Okay. So you played pinball as a kid, eh?
We did, didn't you?
It was illegal. We weren't allowed to play pinball. It was illegal. Those days you weren't allowed to play pinball.
Not for money, Clark.
But you weren't, in general, it was illegal. You weren't allowed to play pinball. So you played.
But yes, at the
I got a
cafes.
hiding every time I played pinball. They caught us at the corner shop, and those were the days. And you're not too far behind me. So
Who made it illegal?
I don't know.
Your
They
parents.
said we weren't allowed to play pinball. It was a big story. But anyway, as long as it's not illegal to side with Champion Warrior, that's great, because that's, I think, where we're going. As you can see, thank you very much. Enjoy. This is a middle stake, so we'll have a look at the column. It's over 1,400 metres, the column of best weighted, and Silvano's Dasher is right up there, joined with a horse like Runaway Song, marginally ahead of the likes of the 2 and the 4. So, interesting race, but market has got this as the favourite from the Brett Crawford stable. We said earlier we thought he'd open and close. I don't know at this stage if he opened or not, but we're hoping that he closes with Silvano's Daughter, who's at 4, a winner 2 from 4 starts, and does seem to be the progressive type. What do you think, Darren?
Well, Clyde, after his last victory, he went straight into my black book. I wrote there, Oozer's class. Last time out, he won by half a length. He could have won by a lot further. He just kept him together in front, and when the other horse challenged him, he fought on gamely. That was his first run back after a break and gelding. I think he'll win. I'm very confident, and I did back him up with Bright Green in the pick 6, but he might just need one more run having his comeback run.
Yeah, that's interesting. In the race, Keegan DeMilla, of course, is on Silvano's Dasher, and with the biggest danger, as you made reference to, Bright Green, Keegan DeMilla knows him well, and he's not riding him, so that, I think, does speak volumes and perhaps will influence a lot of people accordingly.
No, he's retained by Kaya Stables.
Oh, he's retained by Kaya. Okay.
Yeah.
So I wonder
Clyde,
if we
Bright Green's a really nice horse, eh? You've super impressive, Bright Green.
Yeah,
super impressive.
That's what I was saying. It looks very good.
Then went straight into a Grade 2, the Golden Horseshoe. The winner on that occasion came out and won the Grade 1 Premier's Champion Stakes. He's nominated for the Cape Classic, which is 10 days away. So he's not going to be desperately in need of this outing. So if the favourite doesn't follow up on that victory, I think Bright Green will be there to pick up the pieces. I think he could be decent. But he's not going to be cherry ripe, obviously. Now, Port Louis, reading into the stable comments, one would believe that Silvano's Dasher's the stable elect. But how do you fault his form since being gelded? I mean, at my command, Lightspeed, Kaya's Hope, all of those horses are decent and well above average. And he's probably going to get first run on the stable companion. I don't think they're going to change tactics with regards to Silvano's Dasher. He's going to be given a chance.
So you respect the Fairview form?
Yes. Kaya's Hope is a nice horse. I mean...
Trot it up next time.
Yeah, he did. Clyde, I'm expecting Silvano's Dasher to win, but he's not going to have this race on a platter. There are challenges over here.
What about Voldemort that he was winning the half a length?
I'll be surprised if Voldemort can reverse that
around.
form. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm leaning towards Silvano's Dasher to confirm it.
Okay, well, we'll have a look at Silvano's Dasher. This was a rerun we'll show you in a moment. Just before we do, we want to show you some sort of recommendation in terms of what the boys are going for. And both are on Silvano's Dasher, although, just having heard, there are one or two that you have to respect. Well, let's have a look at Silvano's Dasher's start, and we'll take a look at this run, and you'll pick him up for us. Silvano's, of course, in the
grey on the
Kaya
fence.
Stables.
That's
colours.
correct, yeah.
Yeah, Lady Laidlaw's colours going on the fence over there. Coming through to pick it up under Keegan DeMilla. Voldemort's the other grey in the orange colours. It just gets squeezed momentarily, but then does start to come through between them. And you'll just see it does get leaned on, but nevertheless fights on gamely. And just the one to focus on is the horse on the rail. How much more do you think the horse on the rail has got is the question. And based on that, I think there's a lot more to come.